Youth runner here with Christina Keller, Scottsdale Christian Academy. A big log jam at 5'4" in the girls' high jump here at the 85th Chandler Rotary Invitational, but she is your gold medalist in the elite competition because efficiency matters and first attempt clearances matter, and obviously an overall really stellar series matters, and that's why among the 4 women who cleared 5'4", she has the gold medal. Just the fact that you being a Division 5 competitor and not only getting to compete against so many of your peers in other divisions in Arizona, but 2 of the best in California with Jill and Joy from Long Beach Poly. How significant is this for you?
It's huge. I mean, I just started high jumping last year. This has taken over my life pretty quickly, and I just love it so much. I have so much fun with it.
Most definitely.
Yep.
I've said to a lot of the athletes that compete in Division 5 or Division 4 that once upon a time, a woman of your caliber, an athlete of your potential, could only come to the Chandler Rotary Invitational to jump against women, in Division 1 or Division 2 or Division 3, right? Now you're in an era where it's not only in March at Chandler Rotary, but obviously in May, the end game is after the division finals where everybody gets to compete for the absolute championship. How good is this for you to kind of just simulate like what that emotion feels like, being in such an elite deep field?
Well, I love just being able to represent my small school. I mean, it's one of those schools where people ask about it, they're like, what's Scottsdale Christian? And I just get to represent my school at a big meet like this. And it's amazing to get to compete against athletes that are better than me and just push myself to the biggest limit.
Most definitely. It's very unique. We saw with Alex Rushton, from Burley and the guys early on. Like obviously, that's when it's kind of, the latter part of sunlight and dusk. But obviously, it's a bigger challenge, for the women because obviously, it gets darker over there pretty quick. Does that force you? I mean, it forces you to be adaptive, but does it force you to adjust your mark at all, or do you feel like you're getting the run up and you're getting the sight line that you want, even with the lack of lighting over there?
I thought, everything just went smoothly. Just sent up a prayer before I jumped, and it just all went well. I didn't have any complaints about the lighting. I thought it was good. Just took a step back, took a deep breath, and just went for it.
Fantastic. The fact that we're in late March, which effectively for all the elite Arizona athletes, of which you are one of them, that's kind of like the midterm exam, right? How encouraged are you? How kind of validated and reaffirmed are you in just how the training is going? Not just because of the gold medal and the 5'4" clearance today, but just how good have you felt about like how February and March have gone, and being able to look at bigger bars and and loftier goals in April and May.
Well, it's felt really good. This is my 3rd meet of the year, so I started kind of late into the year. I just had a big PR last week with the school record break, so it feels good to be able to stay up there and not go back down after that. So I'm just really proud of myself for making it to this point in the game. I'm
so glad that you talked about the school record because you were reading my mind. That was going to be the next question. When you have, that's incredible. Career-defining moment. Tonight is a career-defining moment. What's the emotional reset like in between? Because you're so humble and you're so driven and you're so motivated, Christina. But I mean, do you allow yourself to really enjoy it, or is it like, hey, we're only in March, let's not get too high with the highs, let's realize that we're going to have to go back to practice. We're going to have to go back to competition. So what was the emotional reset like after last week?
It's funny that you say that because actually I went up to my parents after I jumped and I told them, I was like, well, we're going back to the lab this week. We're going to get 5'6" next week. I mean, it's been a lot of training. Like, track really takes over your life, but I'm just let myself celebrate the little wins because in general, the happier you are with your little wins, the better you're going to do.
Most definitely.
Yes.
Well, they're adding up to big things already, and again, we're not even out of the month of March yet. Lifetime best in school record, and then back it up, showing that she's one of the best in Arizona, regardless of division, regardless of enrollment, regardless of geography, and not only doing it against some of the best in Arizona, but California as well. Again, Christina Keller, Scottsdale Christian, log jam at 5'4", but she was the most efficient and had the cleanest slate of all of them. Stay healthy. Best of luck.
Thank you.